Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Fantastic that you joined me today for episode number 133, Quantrix Scripting, do until loop or while loop. Hope you're not getting the feeling with these last two episodes that I am a Quantrix scripting master. I'm certainly still trying to master this skill of scripting. I think it's very powerful. I've used, Visual Basic in the past to perform some pretty complex things. And I think the door can be wide open if one can learn Groovy script in Quantrix. So I'm learning slowly but surely. I wanted to share with you one of the scripts I've created recently. And here's a very basic example. What I want to do is in matrix 1, I just want to continue to add a row until I get to a certain count. Okay. So what I've done is I've created this matrix 1. I've given a value. I've assigned it value is equal to 1, and then what I've done is I've created a counter matrix, and I've gone out in that counter matrix and I've created an item called count, and I say count is equal to sum of the value over here. So as I add more lines here, my number increases here. And what I want to do is I want to create a script that will do this kind of behavior for me automatically up to a certain point that I specify. So in order to get that to happen, what I have is I have an action in Quantrix, and what I do is I define my row variable, if you will, and my row variable is really my matrix 1, and it is a row. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, go ahead and add a row variable every time I kind of loop through this statement. I'm going to have a count, or a counter, so I call this count x. I define that, and I say it's an integer, count x, and it is equal to this value that is over here, counter count, okay, which is equal to this right here. And then what I have is I have a while statement, or really a do until statement. What I'm saying is while count x, so again, that's while this counter is less than 5, so I've hard-coded 5 in here. If I wanted to be 10, I could make it 10. So while it's less than 5, go ahead and create a child, just one, on my row var, which was matrix 1 :row. So go out and create another item here in this category. Okay, so essentially go out here and hit enter is what this row var.children.create is doing. Okay, then what happens is I say count x is equal to the counter of count.value, so he's equal to this value, and I want to make sure that my model calculates every time, so I'm not just looping continuously, but so that it does calculate, so that this value or this formula does refresh. I hit model.ensure calculated, and then what I do is I tip and continue with a semicolon to end my statement, and continue just tells it to go back to the start of the loop, which is up here, and reevaluate this, and if it is indeed less than, it goes ahead and it cycles through it all until this logic is satisfied. So if I were to go ahead and I were to delete these, I would say less than 5. I hit Control Enter. That's how I execute a script in the scripting window. If I wanted to assign a hotkey, I could go ahead and do that. So I did that with Control 0. If I hit that, it goes ahead and bam, it iterates up to where my count is less than 5. It gives me 6. That's exactly what I want it to do. Okay. If I wanted to change this maybe to 10, again, I go in here, I delete these, I hit Control Enter, and it goes ahead and iterates through it just as I would expect. So anyway, that's a very basic example of kind of a do loop, a while statement in Quantrix scripting. I hope you find that useful. I think I'll probably have to reference this again and again as I want to do these types of scripts in Quantrix, because I'm by no stretch of the imagination a Groovy script master, but I hope to be one day. Anyway, if you have any questions about Quantrix, I hope that you'll reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I absolutely love Quantrix. I want to make your life better by helping you learn Quantrix, because my life is better because I know how to use Quantrix, and I know it's a powerful tool. So please join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority. with Rich Lopez.